Hello and welcome back to 2K14 Universe. It is me, Jitch, and you are watching Monday Night Raw.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the New World Order, from Miami, Florida, weighing 280 pounds, one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, Scott Hall.
Well, I think this is like the third week in a row that this man has kicked off Monday nights, but Scott Hall is once again competing here tonight on Raw, set to face off against the man that will challenge the leader of the NWO, Hulk Hogan, one-on-one at Night of Champions. Scott Hall is set to go up against Brock Lesnar, and this is going to be a very interesting match because both of these two are very much indestructible force versus immovable object in terms of like what this match is going to feel like. On one side you've got the undefeated Scott Hall, on the other side you've got Brock freaking Lesnar. Which should be a real good matchup to kick off this week's edition of Monday Night Raw.
And approaching the ring, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 287 pounds, Brock Lesnar.
Right. Well, this guy means business, and after losing his spot in the WWE Championship picture, he looks to absolutely dismantle the man that took him out of the equation a while back, Hulk Hogan, at Night of Champions. Hogan led Scott Hall and Kevin Nash in a 3-on-1 beatdown on Lesnar that was simply to make an example out of one of the most revered guys here on Raw. Little did they expect him to be back so soon. So here we go, Brock Lesnar, Scott Hall kicking things off here tonight. Interesting main event tonight. The Rock has once again decided he is not going to compete here on Raw. He got nothing to prove heading into the Night of Champions, especially with his opponent being Batista. The Rock actually recently said that he is disappointed that his opponent this Sunday will be Batista, as he's already proven that Batista isn't fit to challenge him for the WWE Championship. So we shall see now this Sunday if anything changes, or if we'll get a repeat of what happened at SummerSlam when Batista and The Rock last faced off for the WWE Championship. But The Rock is going to go into Night of Champions this Sunday, having not competed on a single Raw since SummerSlam. And I gotta say, I don't necessarily condone that kind of approach. I think a fighting champion is something to be admired. Look at the World Heavyweight Champion on SmackDown, Bret Hart. By the way, speaking of which, we've gotten confirmation. This may come as a disappointment to some of you, but we've gotten confirmation that the brand exclusive events are a thing of the past, as obviously mentioned before, Zack Ryder will be challenging Kofi Kingston for the European Championship at Night of Champions this Sunday, but also it has been confirmed that regardless of whether or not Bret Hart or Damien Sandow walks out with the World Heavyweight Championship this Friday on SmackDown, the world title will be defended against Triple H at Night of Champions just 2 days later. So I'm very interested in seeing what plays out this Friday now. I know that Damien fears Triple H. I know that Damien also isn't necessarily too confident in his chances against Bret Hart on any given night. So that should be very interesting. Especially after this past Friday's SmackDown, where Bret and Damien both got kicked from the match after they couldn't stop fighting outside the ring. One true world's champion decided this Friday on SmackDown, and they will defend that title against Triple H just 2 days later, which obviously puts Triple H at quite a huge advantage. But after the grueling fight he had and loss he had to Sheamus this past Friday on SmackDown, well, I don't know. That's going to change things a little bit, doesn't it? Big shoulder there to Scott Hall. And obviously this is going to be a great match to kick off Raw. I said before and I say it again. Two great superstars. Two great parts of Monday nights. First time face-off here. That main event tonight, though, Batista and Jack Swagger. I believe at one point that was a match that we saw for the World Championship a long time ago. Batista Oh yeah, I believe he lost his World Heavyweight Championship, his first title, to Jack Swagger. So we got a little of a full circle situation coming. Admittedly, Swagger took advantage of an injured Batista to win that World Heavyweight Championship. That was back at, ooh, when was that? That was 2010. Yeah, it was definitely 2010. Batista had... I gotta check this real quick. I don't think I'm gonna miss the end of this match. I think it's okay. I want to say it was Money in the Bank. No, that was Sheamus. World Heavyweight Championship. I'm sure those two faced off for the world title. I'm sure that's who Swagger beat, isn't it? Oh no, sorry. Yeah. Batista took the title from Jack Swagger at a Fatal 4-Way. A 4-way match also featuring Randy Orton and Kevin Nash. And then a month later, Jack Swagger actually reclaimed the championship from Batista before being immediately cashed in on by Sheamus, who had only just won the Money in the Bank contract that same night. That's what it was. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I recall that being a thing. I'm pretty sure I remember that being. That was Batista's first World Championship reign. Came at the expense of Swagger, who bounced back very quickly from that. I do feel like there was an asterisk to Jack Swagger winning at Money in the Bank 2010. I believe Batista got like attacked before the match or something. I'd have to look back, which I don't know how easy that'd be to do, so I'm not going to. But I'm pretty. You know what? Actually, I do. I'm kind of curious because this is about the history of the match, right? It's important. It's important, but this isn't your ordinary situation here. Right? I'm not just babbling on about nothing. This is about the history of a match that's coming up later on today. I think this is a very worthy cause and a very worthy thing to talk about. And if you disagree, shut the hell up. I'm pretty sure it was 12 Universe because it was season 2. Money in the Bank. I really do want to believe that, no. Wait, why is it on Raw? Okay, there we go. Oh, this is before I put timestamps in my videos. Oh, God. Oh, what is this frame rate? Go for it! Was Batista? Yes, he was. He was jumped by Jack Swagger before the match started, and Swagger then got an easy win over Batista. Okay, that's right. And then got cashed in on by Sheamus after being attacked by a returning Ezekiel Jackson. Yes, I remember it all now. It all comes flashing back. We'll see if Batista can get his long-awaited revenge on Jack Swagger here tonight. Jack Swagger is, of course, one of two that will be challenging Cody Rhodes for the United States Championship this Sunday. It will be a triple threat match. Cody Rhodes, Dolph Ziggler, and Jack Swagger. We do have a one-on-one match tonight between Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler. However, I don't believe this one has got the same stipulation as last week's match. If you don't remember last week, or if you're a first-time viewer or anything, last week Dean Ambrose and Jack Swagger faced off in a match in which if Dean Ambrose defeated Swagger, he would have been added to the United States Championship match, making it a four-way match. I do not believe that stipulation stands tonight between Ziggler and Dean Ambrose. Obviously, for Ambrose, this is an important opportunity if he is setting his sights in the United States Championship to defeat the former champion. So I wonder if the Shield are finally setting their sights on championship gold. That's Michael Cole, guys. And with Shawn Michaels defeating Hulk Hogan last week in place of Kevin Nash, we've been told that he may be able to challenge for the Tag Team Championship. So we don't currently have a contender set for this Sunday's Tag Team title match. Big chokeslam here by Scott Hall. Could be the fate of Shawn Michaels, who has already suffered a loss at the hands of Scott Hall. Is this going to be the finishing point in this match? No. Also, my microphone feels like it's too loud, but it shouldn't be. Scott Hall, what a humongous victory this would be for Scott Hall. The Razor's Edge dropping down Brock Lesnar center in the ring. Is this a win for Scott Hall? Okay. No, it is not. No, it is not at all. But he does remain in control despite Lesnar kicking out, and that's very impressive too. Yeah, I was going to say, Shawn Michaels has been tasked with teaming up with Randy Savage here tonight, a man who has also had his issues with the NWO. So tonight it will be Randy Savage and Shawn Michaels. We'll see if they can get on the same page against the new Millennia. And if they can, then they will be given a WWE Tag Team Championship opportunity this Sunday at Night of Champions. However, if they cannot get on the same page, the tag team titles will still be defended this Sunday. But there is no saying who Scott Hall and Kevin Nash will have to face off against for those tag team championships. Submission hold applied here by Scott Hall, and Brock Lesnar is really having a hard time in what has been a grueling opening match here on Raw. Scott Hall doing everything he can to keep Lesnar in a submissive and defenseless state, something you often won't see Brock Lesnar in. And Brock now scooping up Scott Hall. Perhaps he's seen enough. F5 by the Beast. Brock Lesnar to the cover, and Scott Hall's foot was in the ropes. Good call by the referee. Don't know how he saw it, but very good. What a battle to kick off this Monday night. Submission hold here. Is this it? Is this enough? Scott Hall locked in. Lesnar decides to let go. And Scott Hall does get to his feet very quickly from that. Mostly because no one knows what selling is in this season. Or any season predating this. Cover attempt here by Scott Hall and Lesnar and a kick out. And side suplex. Yep, there goes Scott Hall once again. Lesnar now. No. Never mind. Couple of big right hands here by Scott Hall, one after the other. Ooh. I gotta tell you, I think Scott Hall might actually be able to put away this two-time World Heavyweight Champion tonight. Scott Hall has looked incredible in this match. Like, he hasn't missed a beat, you know. Like, he's just been non-stop on Brock Lesnar, and I think maybe he might be able to beat him. Maybe. Cover attempted kick out by Lesnar, though. Must have heard me. Torture rack now by Brock. Center of the ring. Scott Hall has gone limp. Flopping around on the shoulders of Brock Lesnar, and Lesnar putting him down. Oh, hang on. DDT? Reversal by Scott Hall. Not just simply getting out, but hitting a move of his own. And now Scott Hall, for the second time, gets a big choke slam on Brock Lesnar. Is that going to be the finishing point in this match? Maybe? No, Lesnar's still kicking out. What a fight. What a fight between these two. A war of attrition that I think may have just been won by Scott Hall. That's gotta be it. Scott Hall beats Brock Lesnar. Why isn't this man the leader of the NWO? You pair him up against Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan. I know we're not really supposed to compare the members. They're supposed to all be equals and yada yada, but like, this guy is untouchable. Scott Hall with another humongous victory here tonight. Are we looking at the man who will retain the tag team championships? I went to say the new, but like that doesn't actually make sense, so I kind of fumbled my words there. Are we looking at a man who will once again be raising his arm as tag team champion this Sunday? There's no telling if he'll be facing against Shawn Michaels and Randy Savage or a mystery opponent. But we move on here tonight, and up next we have a one-on-one fight between Heath Slater and The Miz. Well, the last time we saw Heath Slater in action here on Raw was a couple of weeks back when he actually did something that I think a lot of people weren't expecting to see Heath Slater do, and that is pick up a victory over Mr. Money in the Bank for the WWE Championship, Antonio Cesaro. Mr. Monday in the Bank. Oh, that was cringe. Bro, that was so cringe. But yes, Heath Slater, last time we saw him in action, he defeated Antonio Cesaro. He picked up major momentum for himself, as obviously the contract holder for the WWE Championship Money in the Bank continues to kind of struggle to build momentum. And Heath Slater now is tasked with defeating a former WWE champion, as we're once again throwing it back here tonight on Raw. I said before that we got a rematch from 2010 between Batista and Jack Swagger. We've also got a rematch from 2011 right here. My question to you is, where were you the night that these two stole the show to kick off Over the Limit 2011? I don't know if anyone even remembers that match anymore, but it was a show-stealing match, a great opener to that event. Heath Slater and The Miz went all out for the Intercontinental Championship. There was many occasions where it looked like Heath may even beat Miz, but in the end, Miz retained in a great near 8-minute bout for the Intercontinental Championship. Here tonight, we'll see if Slater can continue to build up some surprising momentum. He could very well be looking at being on his own in the near future on Raw. Obviously, for those that maybe don't know what I'm talking about when I say that, Heath Slater's tag team partners, Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre, have got a task ahead of them this Wednesday on NXT. It's an EYS challenge from the Prime Time Players after Titus O'Neil defeated Wolf Kessler. This Wednesday on NXT, Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal, they head down to NXT. We'll see if they can come back here to Raw, or if Slater will be, you know, the solo going forward. I wonder what the future could hold for Jinder and Drew if they were to head down to NXT, truthfully. They've definitely fallen off in terms of momentum quite a bit. I mean, I don't mean any disrespect, but Jinder never really had a whole lot, whereas Drew McIntyre was at one point a World Championship contender, and I do hope the best for them, but the Primetime Players are a very promising team. They had a very, very short-lived run as NXT Tag Team Champions, so I think they'd be a great addition here on Raw. We have a lot of tag teams here on Raw, but you never know. You just never know. Perhaps they can end up being the surprise opponents for the NWO this Sunday. It'd be very quick for them, but perhaps they could be. With Michaels and Savage, they've got that tag team match next against the New Millennia. They're basically going to test the waters, see if they can work together well as a team. If they can't, then Michaels will not be able to challenge for the Tag Team Championship. I don't know exactly how this situation is going to work out. I don't know how you'll dictate whether or not those two actually worked well as a team or not. I don't really know how this is going to boil down to, what this is going to boil down to, I should say. But it's going to be interesting. I feel like Shawn Michaels and Randy Savage, two very personified people here in the wrestling world. You know, two very unique individuals with a lot of, shall we say, character behind them. It's going to be an interesting combination. I just wonder if they can coexist, as I'm sure everyone here in attendance tonight does. Those of you watching at home, some of the shouts you hear in the crowd are like blood-curdling. Like they are like blowing a lung with what they're yelling, and you still don't know what they're saying. Miz, obviously a part of the tag team division in his own right. He's got his tag team partner Goldberg, says that he went from his bodyguard to his friend, and that those two really see eye to eye on a lot of things. I cannot even imagine what a great move by Heath Slater. I cannot even imagine what a conversation would be like between the Miz and Goldberg. But apparently they really get along. They see eye to eye very well with one another, and trust me, bro, that's the phrase of the Miz. Miz has definitely had a way of finding a lot of allies in the past, from John Morrison to R-Truth to the entire group of the Misfits. He's never had a hard time making friends with people. I just don't know how he does it. And now a big DDT smash hit, as Heath Slater calls it. Is he gonna defeat The Miz? Oh my god! What? It happened so fast! What just happened? What? He's unstoppable!
Let's be honest. This one wasn't even close.
Miz never stood a chance in this one. I don't know what happened, but Heath Slater is on fire lately. Could this be the next challenger for the United States Championship, maybe? Heath Slater continues to build momentum here on Raw with a massive victory over a former WWE champ, one of the most decorated guys in all of the WWE. What a win.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, Daniel Bryan, Bryce Walker, and the new Millennia.
God, I hate that. Every time I hear that introduction, that like random "and" they throw in. Oh god. I just want to punch my screen. That is such an annoying bug in these old games. And it's in so many. I don't understand how that is in so many of these old games. Like, they just never bothered fixing that. Anyway, Shawn Michaels, Randy Savage. I mean, Shawn Michaels definitely got his history with the new Millennia, as does Randy Savage.
Antonio, Texas, weighs 227 pounds. The Heartbreaking Shawn Michaels.
Should be a very interesting match. Shawn Michaels, Randy Savage. I don't believe these two have ever teamed up before. In fact, they're only really a pairing by coincidence, because Hulk Hogan believes that Randy Savage conspired with Shawn Michaels against him at SummerSlam. That is the only reason that these two are a pairing here tonight, and in general, is because Shawn Michaels defeated Hulk Hogan at SummerSlam with Randy Savage as the referee. And that led to accusations that these two were working together. And initially they weren't, but, well, they're willing to give it a shot. Especially if it means taking down the NWO and becoming tag team champions. Something that Shawn Michaels is no stranger to. He's a former tag team champion with Triple H. Admittedly, Randy Savage has never held championship gold since making his debut, but there's always room for that to change, and why not now? Why not now? I think you're cute. I didn't say that.
And his tag team partner, from Sarasota, Florida, weighing 245 pounds, Macho Man Randy Savage.
My biggest concern with these two, and I hate to address it because I have a lot of respect for the both of them, but I'm going to say it, is I do feel like there could be an ego problem when it comes down to these two getting in the ring together as a tag team. I feel like both of them will want to be the one to get the big finishing move and so on. And I think that could be their setback, but that's about as bad as it gets, truthfully. Other than that, I think you're looking at a pretty good team, potentially. I mean, I don't know for sure. Does anyone really know? Be a big opportunity for the Macho Man, though, that's for sure. I've said before, obviously the Macho Man has never held championship gold. Shawn Michaels, no stranger to being in a tag team and winning that prestigious tag team championship. In fact, the championship here on Raw, the WWE Tag Team Championship, is a title that Shawn Michaels is no stranger to. That is the one that he held with Triple H. Perhaps he'll hold it with Randy Savage as well. There's that John Cena-esque shoulder tackle. Bryce Walker, big John Cena fan. Mostly because he's not old yet. Goes for a tag to Daniel Bryan, but a reversal. Bryce. Ooh, big poke to the eye of Shawn Michaels. Not very polite at all.
When Monday Night Raw heads to your neck of the woods, do yourself a favor and go be a part of the longest running weekly episodic television show in history.
Yeah, you better. You better go to watch Monday Night Raw. We're desperate, please. Daniel Bryan catches Shawn Michaels on the ropes. You know, I feel like Shawn Michaels is someone that Daniel Bryan and Bryce Walker would really look up to if it weren't for the fact that he's just a little bit older than them. It's kind of sad, really, that that makes such a big difference to these guys, but, well, it does. There ain't no turning that around, unfortunately. That is a bias that they have defined themselves with, and they aren't willing to change. I've heard the impact on many kicks in my life. That was one of them. Coming up after this, we got the Divas Champion Summer Rae in action. She's to the face-off against Brie Bella. Just 6 days before she defends her Divas Championship against Caitlyn at Night of Champions. That's going to be, I think, you know, going into it, I feel like Summer Rae's maybe a little bit too confident. Because I think she's going to find that to be an easy challenge. Because obviously Summer Rae holds a victory over Caitlyn, but I wouldn't count her out too soon. I'll just say that. I think that you'll be pleasantly surprised by Caitlyn, someone who is always working to be better. And one of these days, I think Caitlyn's going to surprise you all. Whoa! Unique tag team move for once. We didn't get the leg sweep elbow drop combo. What a surprise! Very nice. Do it again. Never mind. I thought we were about to do it again, that's all. Oh, uh-oh. Michael was tagging himself and Randy Savage did not look too impressed. Let's not get any of that happening between these two. We definitely don't need that. Clothesline. Down goes Daniel Bryan. Yeah, they definitely look like gladiators, I agree. Neckbreaker incoming. Yep. Michael's now charging over to the corner. And interesting choice after tagging himself in to go running so keenly to Randy Savage. Good of Randy Savage to take the tag and not take it personally. As I said, there is a little bit of an ego issue when it comes to these two. I call it a lot of personality, but I think we both know what that means. And it is definitely a little bit of an ego problem. And that's not meant with any disrespect. I think they're both great wrestlers by all means. Two of the all-time greats. It's just, well... they can both be a little full of themselves. As a neckbreaker comes in from Daniel Bryan. Fan really loved that one. You hear him? He's all like, yeah! Come on! I feel like Daniel Bryan has been doing a lot of the work here for him and Walker, and as I say that, he makes the tag out. What's up with the way Walker walked there? Walker walked! Side suplex takes down Bryce. Randy Savage. Going to the center of the ring. Is he perhaps looking for the Macho Man elbow? No, he's looking for the Macho Man knee drop. Shawn Michaels charges the ring. And he has seen enough. Jawbreaker, okay. Down goes Walker as Randy Savage is in control of the rookie. I think Walker's had a pretty good rookie year so far, especially this alignment with Daniel Bryan. It really turned a lot of his career around, truth be told. Shawn Michaels, uh-oh, he's measuring, he's getting ready, here it comes. No, gotta do the run-and one, except the game never knows how to do it, but gotta do the run-and one. God, I love the run-and one. Dumbass AI. And there it is. Sweet chin music to Bryce Walker. Is that going to be the finishing point in this match? Walker's shoulders are down, and he kicks out before Daniel Bryan even needs to break up the pin. That ought to make Bryan proud. Kicking out of a move that has won a WWE Championship. Side suplex, and down goes Walker, and in comes the tag to Randy Savage. Can you believe it, guys? October is just around the corner. We're almost halfway through this season. Wow. I mean, technically speaking, we're actually over halfway now, I'd say, because although it goes April to April, you don't actually do any of April to end the season. You finish in like the end of March / like the very first week of April. So technically speaking, September time would be like the halfway point. So we are about halfway through this season. And it only took a whole year. Almost a whole year. Tag made. Bryce Walker to Daniel Bryan. Bryan's in. Goes for the... Oh. Shawn Michaels ducked that one pretty quickly. What a surprise. Never see that happen before. Probably never see it again either. Great move by Shawn Michaels. And, ooh, Daniel Bryan getting a little fiery. Reversal again by Michaels. Michaels now. Northern Light suplex on Daniel Bryan. Why Bryan's head looks so big? Something about that angle that just made me go, whoa, he's got a big head. Kick to the midsection by Daniel Bryan, and Bryan taking Michaels back into the new Millennia's corner. Smart move at this point in time. Are we going to see it? The classic. No. No. What is that? Oh. Oh, a nice double team there. So I thought we were going to see a drop toe hold elbow drop.
He's in position, ready to strike.
Roll up attempt here from Bryce. I mean, on Bryce. Can't wait until tag team matches aren't like a total wall ache to get through. You know, when fatigue starts existing. That's like the best thing they ever put in a wrestling game. Fatigue. Selling. People slowing down just a little bit. Shawn Michaels going for a tag to Randy Savage. The Natural, you say.
If you're just joining us, welcome to Monday Night Raw. I'm Michael Cole alongside the Hall of Famer Jerry, the King Lawler.
Okay, that's not going to work, Randy, but sure. I could have told you that. I did tell you that. Chop. Down goes Walker, and... Okay. This is certainly a moment in the match. And Bryan creating some time for Bryce to get to his feet, and there's a big chop to the chest of Savage. Now Bryce Walker slowing it down. I love the physics on Randy Savage's tassels, by the way. Very good. Look at those things. Roll up attempt, and oh, almost. Scoop slam. He's calling for it. That means he's going to go for a pin instead, right? No. Oh my God. What? The elbow. No way. Elbow drop on Walker, and there's the cover. It took a while. Michaels getting Bryan out of the way clearly, and Randy Savage picks up the pinfall victory over Bryce Walker. Well, I mean, there definitely wasn't the greatest of communication between these two. They definitely had some flaws, but I'd say they worked as a team effectively tonight, and I'd like to see them challenging NWO this Sunday. Did he you just call him Randy Macho Man Savage? Is it not Macho Man Randy Savage? One rolls off the tongue a lot smoother than the other. Well, anyway, Randy Savage is victorious alongside Shawn Michaels in this tag team match. Could they be the next tag team champions? Only time will tell. Up next, Brie Bella and Summer Rae. Don't change the channel.
The following Divas contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Phoenix, Arizona, Brie Bella.
Do the spin. Do one more spin. It's like the thing they do, isn't it? They spin a lot. Anyway, Brie Bella set to compete against Summer Rae. She's currently the bottom-ranked diva in all of the WWE. So this will be a huge opportunity for Brie Bella to knock off the Divas champion and prove that she doesn't belong right at the bottom. We'll see if she can change that. She has lost a lot of matches, not just this season, but in general.
Approaching the ring from Raleigh, North Carolina, the Divas champion, Summer Rae.
And you can now see Summer Rae both on Monday nights and Friday nights, as she is the dance partner of Fandango, who made an impressive debut this past Friday on SmackDown, defeating Rey Mysterio very, very quickly to catapult his beginning of his career on SmackDown. Obviously, for those that don't know, Fandango, a former member of the NXT roster, he defeated Rey's old buddy Sin Cara, which is why Rey challenged Fandango to his SmackDown debut match. And I'll tell you what, if Fandango can be half as impressive as Summer Rae has been since her debut, that's going to be, I can't call them a power couple because they're not a couple, they're just dance partners. So, I don't know. Oh, here we go, Summer Rae coming in quick with the strikes. Brie Bella able to very quickly turn that one around. Up next, we got Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler going one-on-one. Triple threat match this Sunday for the United States Championship. Dolph Ziggler looks to reclaim his gold by facing off against Jack Swagger and the new champion Cody Rhodes in what will be Cody's first defense as United States Champion. This comes very quick after SummerSlam, I mean 1 month after SummerSlam, and it's definitely going to be, I think, a trial for Cody Rhodes to have a triple threat as his first United States Championship defense. But Cody says he's not backing down. He is prepared. At the moment, obviously, Cody rehabilitating some minor injuries sustained from the 3-on-1 beatdown by The Shield that occurred a couple weeks back here on Raw. We haven't seen Cody since. He will be in action this Sunday at Night of Champions, though, rest assured. Of course, Dolph Ziggler got involved in the match last week between Jack Swagger and Dean Ambrose, I believe. At least I think he did. Dolph was very vocal about that match, saying that he doesn't feel that Dean Ambrose or Swagger should be in his United States Championship rematch. How often do you see someone invoke their rematch clause and have to go through an extra opponent on top? Dolph Ziggler had every right to the United States Championship. He should have been first in line, but Jack Swagger just cheated his way to the top, and he doesn't agree with that. And obviously what Dolph Ziggler is referring to is the fact that Jack Swagger defeated both Cody Rhodes and Dolph Ziggler on the way to SummerSlam. And because of that, Swagger was catapulted to the #1 contendership of the United States Championship, regardless of who won at SummerSlam. He beat both the former champion and the current champion. And obviously, you know, Dolph's a little bitter right now. He just lost the United States Championship. It was a great reign. He held it from WrestleMania all the way through to SummerSlam. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Dolph Ziggler was told he could step up to the WWE Championship if he wanted to. Dolph turned down that opportunity, and he seems to be real upset about losing the United States Championship more than anything right now. Which, I mean, that's understandable, you know. We all go through some tough times in our life, and obviously it's all about how you bounce back from those. I just think right now Dolph is a little fixated on the United States Championship, perhaps more than he should be. I think Dolph needs to focus now on what's next in line for him rather than continuing to set himself back. You know, I think he's perhaps superseded the United States Championship. It's time to think about what comes next, but You know, you can't tell Dolph what he can and cannot do. And in the end, if he wants to pursue the United States Championship, he's got every right to. I just think that perhaps a match between him and The Rock would be phenomenal down the road. Neck breaker here by Brie Bella. Still to come as well, our main event, Batista and Jack Swagger. As I mentioned before, these two have faced off over the World Heavyweight Championship a couple years back. It'll be interesting to see them back in the ring against each other. They've both come a long way since that World Championship match. Those World Championship matches, I should say. Admittedly, the first one was a fatal 4-way, and the second one was a cheap shot from Swagger, followed by a cheap and easy victory. I guess at least you won't have to worry about Sheamus cashing on him after tonight. Cover attempt, and there's a kick out, and now Brie Bella. Trouble in Paradise. I still don't know why she has that. I seriously don't. Has she ever done that? Is she athletic enough to do that? I don't mean any disrespect when I say that. It's just, could she do that? I don't actually know. Covered by Brie, and she just pinned the Divas champion, Summer Rae. Well, that does not bode well for Summer Rae heading into this Sunday against Caitlyn to be losing to the bottom-ranked diva on Raw. The one thing I will say is I feel like Summer Rae did what a lot of people make the mistake of doing, and that is I think she went into this one a little bit too confident. I think Summer Rae went into this one going, well, I'm just facing the bottom-ranked diva. I got nothing to worry about. This is going to be easy. And I think that is a problem. When you bank on someone being an easy opponent, oh god, that is so awkward. When you bank on someone being an easy opponent, that's when they turn out to be the roughest. And I think that's exactly what Summer fell victim to here tonight. Brie Bella with a huge, undeniably massive victory here tonight, pinning the Divas champion.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Hollywood, Florida, weighing 223 pounds, Dolph Ziggler.
Well, right now he's bitter, he's fired up, and I would say he's got to be careful that his emotions don't get the best of him. Dolph Ziggler right now is looking to potentially reclaim the United States Championship as he heads into Night of Champions this Sunday in what will be a humongous triple threat match. Jack Swagger, who as I said before holds a victory over both Dolph and Cody heading into this Sunday, has built so much momentum that he's in the main event of tonight's Raw, where he faces off against Batista, the number one contender for the WWE Championship. Now, neither Swagger nor Batista can afford to lose any momentum heading into Night of Champions. One of them is going to take that loss tonight, though. But speaking of someone who can't afford to take a loss, you're looking at him, Dolph Ziggler, here tonight. I believe this is his first match back since losing the United States Championship. He might have competed on the Raw after SummerSlam. I don't believe he did. He was supposed to challenge Cody in a rematch a couple weeks ago. But before Dolph Ziggler could make his entrance in what was supposed to be a United States Championship rematch, there was this sudden aura in the air as this music hit, and this man, along with his partners Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, absolutely destroyed Cody Rhodes for reasons we still don't know. The Shield have never spoken out on their actions or why they're here or what it is that they look to do, but one thing is clear right now. It seems Dean Ambrose has got his sights set on the United States Championship. Dolph Ziggler is just a trial that is in his way right now. But you know, one thing I find very interesting is that when the Shield attacked Cody 3-on-1, you know, obviously Dolph was upset because it meant that he didn't get his one-on-one rematch that he was supposed to have 2 weeks ago against Cody. I didn't exactly see him coming out here and doing anything about it, though. He didn't come to Cody's aid or really try to even stop any of that from happening. He just simply complained about it. And I think if Dolph Ziggler really had too much of an issue, perhaps he should have done something about it.
those moves the best. And the sound of human flesh on the ground echoes around the arena. Collar and elbow tie-up. Oh, that was uncalled for. Oh, big elbow. That should do it. Oh, nice reversal. Watch out, and there's the super kick.
Watch out.
If you're just joining us, welcome to Monday Night Raw. I'm Michael Cole alongside the Hall of Famer, Jerry
The King Lawler. That's me, by the way. I'm Johnny. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't want to be Jerry Lawler.
Oh, another boot to the midsection.
I take that back in a heartbeat.
With a lot of force.
Puppies. I'm not a big dog person, sorry.
The reversal from Ziggler. Watch out, and there's the super kick.
Oh, Dolph Ziggler just busting out the Shawn Michaels
That's definitely a
like it's going out of style. Oh, this is an interesting matchup we got here. Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose. Obviously, I said before, we haven't really seen a whole lot of the Shield just yet. We don't know what they're capable of. We don't know anything about them. It's all a mystery, and it's always interesting to see them make an appearance on Raw and see what they do next. Well, it seems like he kind of just hops and drops his leg on the back of his head. That's how he does it.
How impressive have these superstars been live tonight on Raw?
Live.
Wow, that might have broken his jaw. What an impact from that kick. It's matches like this that make Monday Night Raw the hottest show on cable TV. What should Ziggler be looking for here, King? The attack.
Dean Ambrose just choking out Dolph Ziggler. Sorry, I've hit that point where like I don't really have a lot to say anymore. I've like commentated my heart out for as long as I can, and now I'm just along for the ride.
Watch out, and there's the super kick. Has the arm.
And Dolph Ziggler is just spamming the super
Seen
kicks.
the beginning to the end.
He's young and he's gonna make a lot of bucks if he keeps that one up. Dean Ambrose going for the cover here. Is he going to get the job done? No, not even close.
Ziggler could be in trouble here.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, Cole, but it's not.
What a reversal. And we're going back between the ropes. Uh-oh. He's in position, ready to strike. Oh, nice counter.
Dean Ambrose with a reversal. He takes back control. As I said before, this is a very important match for Dolph Ziggler tonight. He really needs to get as much momentum as he can heading into Night of Champions this Sunday.
Can't believe everything that's transpired thus far.
What match are you most looking forward to this Sunday at Night of Champions, folks? Let's hear it. Let's hear it down below.
Definitely turned, ladies and gentlemen. No doubt about it.
If you don't know what matches are happening this Sunday at Night of Champions, well, I think there is a wiki page with the match card.
To be seeing stars after that
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I did that quite recently. Obviously, it won't have the World Heavyweight Championship match on it just yet. But we don't even know who's going to be defending the championship this Sunday, whether it'll be Bret Hart or Damian Sandow. Dolph Ziggler, big leaping elbow drop onto Dean Ambrose as he goes for the cover attempt. Has he? No. I'm going to say Jack Swagger. Ooh, zigzag. Zigzag by Dolph Ziggler. Is this one over? Is it over? No. Kick out by Dean Ambrose. Well, as I said before, Jack Swagger really shocked me last week when he defeated Dean Ambrose. Believe it or not, that was Dean Ambrose's first loss. And there you go, headlock driver by Dean Ambrose on Ziggler. Is he going to pin the former United States champion? Yes. Dean Ambrose picking up perhaps one of the most important wins since his debut here tonight. This man just pinned a guy who picked up a humongous win at this last WrestleMania. You know, I do wonder what WrestleMania holds for the Shield, what the three of them will have done by then. I think we really are starting to get a taste of perhaps these guys now finally setting their sights on something. And I don't think it's going to stop here. Well, Dean Ambrose victorious here tonight as we continue on here on Monday Night Raw. Up next, it is main event time. Jack Swagger, the real American, looks to face off against the #1 contender to the WWE Championship, Batista.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Perry, Oklahoma, weight 263 pounds, the All-American Jack Swagger. Listen to this.
Well, I gotta give credit where credit is due. You are looking at a guy who has really turned his career around these last few months. Jack Swagger was at one point right at the bottom of the Monday Night Raw rankings, along with his tag team partner Antonio Cesaro. And whilst we haven't seen Cesaro in action too much lately after his, I gotta say, humiliating loss to Heath Slater, Jack Swagger has continued to pick up win after win, and they have all been crucial victories, beating the former US champion Dolph Ziggler, the current champion Cody Rhodes, and even Dean Ambrose last week on Raw. Now we will see if Jack Swagger can defeat the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. What a huge win this could be for Swagger tonight.
And approaching the ring from Washington, D.C., weighing 290 pounds, the Animal, Batista.
But also, whilst we're on the subject of huge wins and momentum, Batista may have suffered a loss to The Rock back at SummerSlam. He says he's learned a lot from it and he knows what to do different, and he will be different when The Rock faces him at Night of Champions. And Batista has, since his loss to The Rock at SummerSlam, defeated both Brock Lesnar for the third and final time in their saga, as well as defeating Yokozuna in what was one of the most insane Raw main events we've seen in a long old while last week on Raw. Oh boy. Oh no. Referee's just been knocked out. No. Okay. No music hitting. No one running out. Thank goodness. Normally spells trouble when that referee gets knocked out. Well, these two getting very physical right from the beginning. And unlike their last face-off one-on-one in the main event of something, well, I don't actually think it was the main event of Money in the Bank, but whatever. Unlike their last face-off, where Jack Swagger jumped Batista from behind and won the World Heavyweight Championship, there was no pre-match ambush here tonight. This is a straightforward one-on-one, face-to-face matchup. Jack Swagger has a lot to prove against Batista tonight. Can he defeat the man that he defeated once for the World Heavyweight Championship, admittedly with an attack from behind? For 2 years, that has wanted Jack Swagger, and here tonight he will find out if he can actually defeat Batista without a pre-match attack. The question is, will we see The Rock or maybe even Antonio Cesaro make an appearance in this match? Because we haven't seen Cesaro in quite a while. He does have a guaranteed WWE Championship opportunity, so again, this match is quite important for Antonio Cesaro, because this could be about softening up a man who could be the next WWE Champion. Obviously, we could see a Cesaro cash-in this Sunday at Night of Champions. That is very much on the table, very much a possibility. Batista with a big shoulder tackle into the corner as he takes control of Jack Swagger. And as I mentioned before, as these two are making their entrance, so much momentum behind the both of these two right now. Two very important parts of Raw. It feels crazy to call Jack Swagger an important part of Raw again. I don't mean any disrespect. It's just, you know, he's fallen a long way since he was World Heavyweight Champion 2 years ago. Jack Swagger was the first man to ever hold and cash in Money in the Bank. His tag team partner right now is currently in possession of one of the two active Money in the Bank briefcases. Cover attempt there on Batista and a kick out almost immediately. knee to the gut of Batista. What a huge loss this could be for Batista here tonight. I mean, no disrespect to Jack Swagger, just after defeating Yokozuna last week, I would be definitely quite shocked to see Batista lose to Jack Swagger here tonight. But that is a possibility that has to be considered. I mean, I gotta think that the match with Yokozuna last week took a lot out of Batista. Whether he's willing to show the scars from that match or not is a whole other question. But I truthfully think that match must have really worn on Batista quite a bit. It took him four Batista bombs on Yokozuna. A man that I didn't even... Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go. Antonio Cesaro making an appearance. I think that was a spine buster by Batista. And the referee is distracted by Cesaro. Kick to the midsection. Batista looking for the Batista bomb. I don't think he's going to be able to put Jack Swagger away. Antonio Cesaro got the referee distracted. And, yep, Batista realizes, releases the pin. And Antonio is in the ring. No, not anymore. The problem is Batista doesn't have any allies here on Raw. We know that Antonio Cesaro is Jack Swagger's ally, but The Rock is Batista's enemy. And he's the closest thing to an ally Batista's had since he made his debut here on Raw. Well, return here on Raw. And by that I mean they've teamed up a couple times. So this now becomes an outnumbered situation, which might play into the factor of Jack Swagger. If he beats Batista here tonight, you can definitely thank Antonio's distraction there. Takes out the leg of Batista. It looks like Cesaro has left Swagger to it, which is understandable, as he pretty much gave him the exact opening he needed. Fresh off the back of a Batista bomb. Going for the gut wrench. And Batista reverses into an immediate cover attempt. And oh, never mind, Cesaro is still here. Don't you forget it. I wonder if we'll see a cash in this Sunday. I really do. Huge clothesline by Batista. Here's a cover attempt on Swagger again. Cesaro's in the ring. And of course the referee will do nothing about it. I've learned that these referees, they're not just lenient, they're useless. Batista bomb for the second time. Antonio frustrated outside. I think Swagger has just eaten a 3 count. Yes. Well, it doesn't matter how much Antonio tried to get involved. Jack Swagger could not get the job done here tonight. He definitely had an uphill battle to fight. Jack Swagger has been defeated. And here comes Dolph. Dolph Ziggler charging the ring. Dolph, obviously bitter about what's happening this Sunday. He wanted a one-on-one match, and it looks like Batista is not going to tolerate that. Wait a minute, Batista saving Jack Swagger from Dolph Ziggler. This is a... What is happening? Batista saved Jack Swagger here tonight. A strange decision made by Batista, but Dolph, I mean, I think that was a little uncalled for. We know he doesn't want Swagger in the triple threat this Sunday. He wants it to be one-on-one, but that was a little unnecessary. Things are really picking up here on Raw. I don't know what's going to happen this Sunday at Night of Champions, but maybe Jack owes Batista one after this, and that might play a factor in whether or not Cesaro cashes in this Sunday. Maybe that's what Batista was doing. He was playing his hands to his advantage. I have no idea. Either way, things are very interesting at Night of Champions, and I will see you this Wednesday on NXT.